You got so many opportunities to prove haters and doubters wrong, and you could do it on both sides of the ball. And that's where I want to take it. I want to take it to bottle service, our very first bottle service of the season. Look, I hate giving it to just a group, but you can't deny how good that ASU defense was. So they're getting bottle service. The entire unit is getting bottle service. 2 defensive touchdowns. Cyrus Fiaseu with an opening pick 6. And then, of course, you had Justin Watley with a scoop and score. 2 INTs. Cyrus Fiaseu and Keyshawn Elliott both getting their hands on the football tonight.
My Lord, Keyshawn looks so good.
Yeah.
He looks so good right off the bat. But what else have I been saying? Somebody to watch on this defense, Cyrus Fiaseu.
Yep.
He's going to be an absolute monster.
He was.
By the way, speaking of monsters, can we put that graphic back up on the screen really quick? Let me just indulge me for a second. You look really tall on this graphic. You look really tall.
I mean,
you're as tall as Shane Diefenbach.
I mean, the streets are saying that I've hit my growth spurt.
Kyle, can you confirm Totri has hit a growth spurt? He's like 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah. 6'1", 6'2".
I appreciate you, Kyle.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. We could take that off now. Listen, I remember talking to you about giving bottle service to maybe this ASU defense.
Yeah.
And it was before the game. We were talking about, will we get it to a unit or whatever? And you were like, I just don't like giving it to units.
And I don't, but it's hard to deny.
Right. And then we got back here and it just kind of took a second and we were just like, it has to be.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think Sam Levitt had a case. Cam Scadaboo had a case. The entire running back room, the offensive line had cases as well. We'll get into all of them. But this defense, it's also gratifying to see something in practice come to reality. Yeah. And I know you can speak on this because you were at a lot more practices than I were. But even in the short time I was there, it was almost shocking how well this defense blended and gelled together.
Yeah.
And got takeaways. In the first 5 minutes, they got 2 takeaways. That was like over 20% of what they got last season combined.
No, you're 100% right. And you look, again, in all 3 levels of this defense, that defensive line was absolutely phenomenal against, yes, I know, a Wyoming team that, yes, they run the football. They were without their top 2 running backs, but the defensive line took care of that Wyoming offensive line. They did it in getting pressures. This is a team that had 5 TFLs, 3 sacks as a unit. Shout out Kavion Thunderbird. He got a sack.
Yeah.
Elijah O'Neal, his sack came on a big
O'Neal had
third
a
down.
Great game. Pass breakup as well.
And then Clayton Smith as well. We talked about the 2 INTs. And then you had your pass breakups. Take away that last drive of the game, of course, from Wyoming. That was just pathetic. But overall, like a defensive performance. The D-line played phenomenal. People in the chat talking about the linebackers, Cyrus Fiaseu, of course, Keyshawn Elliott, he had himself a phenomenal game. Kavion Thunderbird was really excited to see him. And then you take it even a level further. The defensive backs who we thought were going to be very, very good, a unit improved both on the perimeter and on the very back end of this defense with Xavier Alford, Shamari Simmons, Miles Rouser. He played a lot tonight. All these guys, really, Montana Warren, Cole Martin, they all saw the field tonight.
Rouser had a really good game. Yeah. Rouser made some really big plays. There was one play where if he was a little bit more on it, he could have gotten a pick, but that ball was also a duck thrown directly into the ground. So can't really blame him on that. He was there. He had some really big hits, some really big plays. LaTerrence Welch also had some fantastic pass breakups as well. Let me put this all into perspective. Let me read you off the leading receiver, rusher, and passer as far as yards go for this Wyoming offense.
Okay.
Evan Svoboda, 6 for 15, 42 yards.
Yeah, not good.
DJ Jones, 17 attempts, 43 yards. That's 2.5 per attempt, mind you. And receiving, Tyler King had 23 yards on 1 catch. Chris Durr caught the most passes with 3, but a total of 16 yards. Okay. Your leading receiver had 23 yards. Your leading rusher had 43 yards. And your leading passer had 42 yards.
They were just bad.
That's insane. I don't care who you're playing. Your quarterback had 42 yards.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good by any means for Wyoming. And I mean, again, that is not so much that Wyoming is a bad football team, because I don't think they're a bad football team. They were preseason poll for Mountain West is the 6th best team in that conference, right? Mm-hmm. So middle of the pack there. But this Arizona State defense came to play today, and it's again something that we've been saying for a long time. I said it on this podcast, I believe last week, that I think this defense can be a top 4 defense in the Big 12. And people in this office were laughing at me. People in this offense were calling me crazy. And I get it's just Wyoming. But when you have a performance like tonight, everybody else's ears in the Big 12, they perk up.
Yeah.
They see what Arizona State is doing.
We all silly like the mayor.